Hi, and welcome back. So it's been forever, it feels. It's been a couple of weeks since you've seen my face, and I want to thank you guys for the patience. As you know, I've been away doing some research, and I'm super excited about it. I think it can be really impactful. And I have some insights that I want to share with you before we get into the channeling questions. So it's been very clear to me in the past couple of weeks that, a lot of the stuff that we've been channeling has sort of popped up in my life. And that has sort of been the pattern. So that to me is a reminder that to be really, really, really mindful of what we put our focus on, what we think about, um, what we investigate, what we try to figure out. The topics of our lives are um, like the things that we think about, the things that we talk about, the things that we occupy our mind space with, the things we put our attention to really does manifest. And the more you're sort of clear and receptive, the faster it happens. So that's a good reminder for me as a channel in terms of like what content do I want to give to people. So but also in terms of my own well-being. So it's been very clear to me that I absolutely have to focus on and sort of restrict myself to positive and uplifting and things that are either neutral or beneficial or positive. So I'm no longer going to, not that I did a lot of that previously, but I'm not going to entertain negativity or sort of a lot of painful things just for the sake of it or just for how interesting or stimulating it is. Um, I know that when we're in pain, we're sort of attracted and drawn to things that are painful and dark, but I'm not gonna entertain that anymore because if I do, when I do, it pops up in my life and it might pop up in yours, and I really don't want that for us. I want to contribute. I want to do something positive for you guys. I want to be a positive force, and I want to be happy in my own life. So I'm not gonna entertain negativity for negativity's sake. And whenever we dig into something that is sort of focused on healing or improving ourselves, it will be focused on what we can do, what positive steps we can take forward. So it's not going to be focused on, how some things may have like a positive and negative aspect to it, and I'm just going to focus on the positive, not because I'm denying the negative, but because I want to be constructive. I want to contribute. I want to help. I want to, bring something positive into your lives and my own. And so for that reason, I'm not going to entertain any more negativity because we do that by default anyway. So I don't see a reason for why I should be doing that. So that was my little insight. I also want to announce, in terms of my research in Göbekli Tepe, I'm going to ask for your help. So I've come to I've done a ton of research and come to some insights. I've channeled your questions and I have answers to your questions. And and not only that, I found, I was led to a lot of information about underground cities, underground communities, and I want to present this to you guys in a video or a couple of videos, but I really don't have the capability. Like, I really don't know how to present this in a way that is like YouTube friendly and like viewer friendly. And I feel like the work in itself, the information is important enough that I don't want to stand in the way of the information. So if any of you watching are good at video editing and have some experience with that and have a more like a professional level insight into how to do a viewer friendly YouTube video or videos in general that want to help me put this together in a way that is in a way that honors the information, please get in touch with me. um, this would be really for the purpose of getting this information out into the world. A lot of this, from a spiritual perspective, as far as I know, it's something new. I really haven't seen anyone channeling Göbekli Tepe, and I really haven't seen anyone looking into the spiritual aspect of it. Uh, I know Graham Hancock has done some good work on it, but I don't know of the way that I've done it. I don't know if that exists, and so I want to honor that by not sort of getting in the way, not making a mess of the video. I want it to be presented in a way that is good and where people can just take on the information in a positive, good way. And so if you're good with video editing, if you have any experience with that, if you think that you could be helpful, and if you believe in the cause, if you're motivated by the cause, please get in touch. I want to also let you know I make no money off of these videos. I would make no money off of the Göbekli Tepe video. It is simply for the purpose of, furthering the cause of enlightenment and bringing the spiritual information and spiritual knowledge and enlightenment to the world. So if you're motivated by that, I would really, really appreciate your help. So do get in touch. And thank you for those of you who this doesn't apply to. Thank you for sticking around while I was talking about that. So we've got some amazing questions. We've got some really good questions. And I also want to say for this week, you can check the information, like the description box for the offers of the week. But I also want to mention that I'm offering a discount on the Blessed Business course because I happened to look through it yesterday or the day before, and I was really reminded and struck by how amazing this course is in terms of empowering you financially and financially and work-wise. So if you are someone who want to be able to do your own thing, want to be able to learn some skills that can give you freedom and power to make your own money and through your own interest, through your own passion, the course really is for you. And I always have with a major purchase, I always have a 30-day discount. So if you're unsure for whatever reason, there's always the 30-day refund. Sorry, there's always the refund option. So you can always try it. And if it's not for you, if it doesn't help you, you can get your money back. It's not meant to be, it's only meant for, it's only meant to help you. So if it doesn't help you, you can get your refund. But before you do that, do check out the free information. We have a video with Lada's view on the course. She is singing its praises because it is an awesome course. It has made a lot of money for her. It has made a lot of money for me, and it's made a lot of money for other people. And I do believe that financial independence gives freedom. So if that is for you, check out the videos and get more of an idea if it's right for you, and get excited about it, and then do give it a try. And for other options, just check out the description. Now, thank you for sitting through all of that information. Let's get right to it. So the first question is, what steps should a person take to bring in a healthy life partner into their life after many difficult relationships? I want to say hands up anyone who can relate, but I can relate. So what steps should a person take to bring in a healthy life partner into their life after many difficult relationships? Good one. They first have to clean out the unhealthiness within their own thinking. A lot of times, you are projecting your own flawed thinking, unhealthy thinking onto a potential partner, onto other people. And so you are creating in your perception those qualities in other people that exist in your belief system. So if you have the fear that a potential partner might be dishonest, and if you have the belief that that is a common thing and that is something that you're watchful of, then that will be one of the filters through which you see people, and you will be programmed to find dishonesty in people. And so your interpretations may be skewed in a way that you are more likely to interpret things as dishonesty. And this, of course, applies to any other undesirable trait that you might be watchful of in potential partners. So in order to bring in a positive, healthy partner, you first have to acknowledge the fact that you are biased yourself and that your experience has been a reflection of your own beliefs, but it's not a reflection of what potential partners are out there for you or what potential partnership is possible for you. And by knowing that your previous experience has just been a reflection of your thinking, you now know that in the future you have to stay open. And instead of jumping to conclusions as to who this potential partner is and what they are like and whether they are good or bad for you, keep an open mind and know that things are fluid. One person could be good or bad for you depending on what you create out of the experience. And so you can choose to create a positive experience from a negative person, and you can create a healthy experience by knowing that that is in your power. In order to create a lasting healthy relationship, there needs to be some stability in your healthy mental attitude. So it might not be enough to just clean up some negative thinking from the past. Your thinking style or your attitude to relationships and potential partners needs to be positive in a consistent way. It has to be consistently positive over time. If you only have a temporary positive attitude, then when you relax and you fall back into negative thinking, you will find that your partner will reflect your negative expectations. And so, in order to have a lasting positive relationship, you must have a consistent positive belief around relationships. So, it is a cliche, but it is more about you than it is about your partner. And you are also quite unaware of your own toxicity. And so sometimes your toxicity is not about what you do to your partner, but rather about what you expect towards yourself. So, in order to attract a healthy partnership, be open to discover what it is within you that is expecting toxicity or unhealthy relationships. Do not judge yourself. Just be curious as to why you are expecting a certain negative thing, and then be willing to be wrong about it. Be willing to let go of that and tell yourself that although this was a solid belief, it is not the truth. It just applies to my previous experiences. It is not the universal truth for me and my relationships. And so it is quite possible to manifest a perfectly healthy relationship even if you've had a string of bad ones. But being that you are human, it is most likely that you will overcome your negative thinking step by step, and that your relationships will reflect this gradual improvement in your thinking. Okay. That was a hello. There we go. That was a good one. Then there was another one. Oh, okay. Here's another one. Similar. When you choose a partner, how do you know that they are a good match? How do you know that someone is a good match for you? they trigger the good in you. They trigger the good feelings in you. They encourage the positive. You will know that someone is a good match by how easy they make it to feel good, think good thoughts, and expect positive things. That's how you know it is a good match. And obviously, you'll know someone is not a good match by what negativity they draw you to, or they inspire in you. So if you find that by being around somebody you are more hopeful, you are happier, you are more at ease, you are lighthearted, then you know that is a good match for you. So I want to challenge that, because what about sometimes, is it possible that sometimes we are challenged by even a good thing? Like, is it possible that we might get scared by even like a good option for us? Or like, what does that mean when we might feel challenged or fearful? Because I can get that. I can feel fearful. What does that mean? Is there significance to that? It is to do with yourself, and so it is a good opportunity to look into what it is that is coming up within you, and remember what your intentions have been. If your intentions have been to be aware of your limitations, then the fears might come up as a wake-up call to let you know that you carry these fears. It can sometimes also be an indicator of something subtle or unspoken in a potential partner that you need to pay attention to. And so it is important for your own sake to acknowledge the full spectrum of feelings that someone inspires in you. Do not ignore some feelings, because if you feel slightly uncomfortable around someone while you're also feeling quite happy, do not ignore the slight sense of discomfort. It is worth acknowledging, because it might lead you to uncover something in your partner that doesn't work well with you. I don't know if I don't know if that's clear enough, but I'm gonna settle with that. That's interesting. Let me know if this was helpful. I think the relationship thing is a tricky one. Yeah, I think it's a tricky one. Yeah. But maybe that's just me, I don't know. But yeah, let me know how you feel about this particular question. I forgot to mention earlier that I've had have a lot more personal readings lately than I've had in a while, and I just want to thank all of you who I've had a reading with. I really, really enjoy connecting with you guys. I feel like such a strong sense of care and like appreciation for you guys. It's really nice to build like a personal relationship and connect with you guys. I really appreciate that. And anybody even commenting and like really connecting back, and like I appreciate that a lot. So thank you. Okay, next one. I have so many questions. There's so many real good ones. Okay, here's one. Does everyone achieve their purpose? And if not, why not? So does everyone achieve their purpose in life? And if not, Why is that? Hmm. Most people do, yes, more or less. There are very, very, very few people that do not. Some people insist on not following their purpose. So your purpose is connected to your bliss. So you may have heard before to follow your bliss, and that's where your purpose is. And so some people are very few, mind you, these are very, very few people that are intent on not doing that. Usually it's connected to some kind of drug use because it is innate in humans to follow their bliss. And so, in order to not do that or be motivated not to, there must be some disruption in your natural state. And so this is usually connected to drug use because it warps your mind. So yes, most people do achieve their purpose more or less. Your purpose is usually grander than you will allow yourself to believe. And so while you do follow your bliss, some people do it in smaller scale than they potentially could. So if you know that you have a passion, something that makes you very happy, and that is a gift that you give to the world, whether you give it to a few people or a lot of people, it is up to you whether you want to do it in small scale and help a few people through your gift and through your passion, or you want to contribute to a lot of people's lives through your gift and your passion. So this might be music. If you're a musician, you can choose whether you want to enrich only the people closest to you through your music, or if you want to allow your music to reach millions of people. Either way, it is your contribution to the world, and it is up to you and what scale you want to do it. Your purpose does not have to be something that pays your bills, although once you do it in a large scale, it usually brings with it a dynamic where it supports you in every aspect of life, whether it is financially, in relationships, and every other aspect. So by following your bliss, the further you go into it, be sure that it can more and more take care of other needs as well. So it will allow you to do more of it the more you dedicate yourself to your passion, even if your passion is baking or cooking meals. Trust that the more you give yourself to your passion, the more it can take care of you. Wow. I love that. I love that. Because this is my passion. This is my purpose. And it's working out. So, next one is, oh, these are some real good ones. Okay. Which one shall I do first? How important is giving back? So how important is it to give back what you make as opposed to, enjoying it just for yourself? How important is giving back? Maybe I should bring, there we go. How important is giving back? When you don't give back, you are cutting off the flow. And so it's kind of like a room with a closed door and closed windows. There is no circulation. The energy becomes stagnant and there is no renewal happening. by giving back, it's like you are opening the window and the stale air goes out and fresh air comes in. So by giving back, you are creating a circulation. And so by giving back, you are also creating an openness for things to come to you. So it is quite important. Everything in nature circulates and goes around, and it is quite unnatural to shut something in. You gain nothing from it. Hoarding money does not make for a prosperous life. It is by spending it and giving back that you bring in the blessings for you. Okay, I want to question that. So, what about these people like billionaires? Like, aren't they hoarding money? What's going on there? They do seem to be quite prosperous. What's the deal there? They tend to have both in their dynamic. They are both hoarding and they are also having this open dynamic where they are letting things circulate. But there is a deep fear in them that causes this hoarding. But should they be just hoarding and not have this open dynamic, they would not be able to keep their wealth. It goes against laws of nature. And so anybody who has a great deal of material wealth does have this circulation going. And when they stop the circulation, the wealth will decrease gradually. So is it the same thing like sharing with friends? Is it the same thing as like giving to charity? Is it equally valuable or what? Yes, it does have the same effect as long as money's going out, but what you believe about what you're spending your money on has some effect as well. If you're giving to charity in the belief that other people are suffering and your purpose is to lessen suffering, then your money decreases in power. Your belief, your focus and attention to lack and pain and sorrow takes away from the power. Whereas if when you donate, for example, if you are intending to uplift and improve, that will have more power. There is nothing constructive that comes out of believing that other people are powerless or putting your focus on only the aspect of them that is suffering. Although there is suffering, no person is only in the state of suffering at any one time. You are all multifaceted and multidimensional, and so when you intend to help someone or uplift someone, make it your intention to focus on the upliftment and the positive. That is where you are then putting your energy, and money is an energy, and so that is what you are focusing on, and that is what you are sowing the seeds of. And so yes, it is important to give back, but it's also important how you give back and what intention you have with the giving back. And so do not view some people as helpless or powerless just because you are only seeing one aspect of them. They are not completely helpless and powerless. And so if you intend for their empowerment, intend that when you give your gift, your material gift or your monetary gift, intend that for them. Thank you. That was kind of new to me. I liked knowing that the intention is really powerful. I kind of feel like I find it really exploitative how these major Western charity organizations like Red Cross and Save the Children, how they always have this picture of a starving African child. I think is really exploitative. I think it's disingenuous. I think it's especially considering the fact that some of them are very corrupt, and what they claim to be doing is not really what they're doing, and what they're actually doing is catering to the white savior complex. You know, the catering to the guilt of Western people. They're not correcting the power imbalances. They're not stopping the theft that is ongoing. You know, they're not acknowledging Africa as the richest continent, that's the richest in terms of resources. They're not acknowledging the fact that every Western nation is currently profiting off of very unfair agreements that sort of exploits African and Asian resources, and probably South American too. Like this is a trend, and so I find that these when I see these ads and it's like really, these starving kids, and then I just feel like this is bullshit. And you can like I just find it very disingenuous how they do that, how these companies, how these charities do that. Of course, I do believe in helping people, but I find that it's so, I get very annoyed at when you think you're helping people, these people are sort of exploiting that and not getting the help to they're not doing what's really going to help. What's really going to help is to stop the stealing. If we just stop stealing their resources, Africa is feeding the whole world, and Asia and South America. And, I feel like, how about we focus on the real problem instead of like asking, yeah, okay, you get my drift. Moving on. Okay, similar theme here. So we have a theme for today, it seems like. Okay, so can we manifest anything? Or are some things out of reach? I think we've done a similar one previously. And I kind of remember what was said. So, but we'll do it again. Can we manifest anything? Or are some things out of reach? How's my hair? I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm not vain. I'm very vain. Okay. Can we manifest anything? So yes and no, with an emphasis more on the no. Here's how. You can, by putting your focus on what you want, it is natural law. It must come to you. If you program yourself to be that which you want, if you set your settings to whatever it is that you want, then it is natural law. It must come to you. It is kind of like a machine. When you enter the details or the results that you want, you get those results. And so when you think of some things, those are the things that will come to you. However, you are more inclined to think of certain things and less inclined to think of other things. So you are more inclined to be drawn to some specific areas and less inclined in others. There is nothing wrong with that. Some people are not motivated by riches. They're just not motivated. Would it help them in life? Sure, they would perhaps buy more things if they had more money, but they're not motivated to have excess money. They're just not motivated. And so they will not have the motivation to manifest more money than they really need and want. And so, yes, you can manifest anything. It's natural law. However, it is totally okay that you're not motivated to pursue a focus on a certain thing. If you're not motivated to do it, then it's not a strong desire within you, and that is fine. But those things that are important to you, it is very important to keep in mind that while you're naturally drawn to think about these things, you tend to also have a lot of fears around them or things that hold you back from achieving them. And so, in terms of the things that you want, it is actually more effective to clean away the negative thinking around them rather than just focusing on having them. For example, if you want a good relationship, it is more beneficial to you to clear out the beliefs about why you believe it cannot happen or negative thoughts around relationships. It is better to avoid those thoughts than to just focus on having the relationship that you want, because you're naturally inclined to align with what you want either way. I wonder if that answered the question. Yeah, I'm going to assume it answered the question. Let's see. Okay, so the next question is also really interesting. Okay, so here's one about, the question says this: what is God's view on gay marriage? And what's God's view on sex before marriage? Interesting. So I think I could guess, but I'm not going to guess. It's not about me. Okay, so how does God feel about gay marriage? Okay, I don't know how to, I'm getting a lot of answers on this one. Let me just, okay, what do you feel about gay marriage? I don't mind either way. If gay people want to marry, they are free to marry. And it's great for them to have the choice. It is a good option for some people. For some people, it's not. Marriage could be a positive or a negative depending on the circumstances and the person. As to whether gay people should do it, well, it hasn't worked very well for straight people, but if gay people want to join, they are free to do so. Marriage is a blessing to some, but seems to have caused more grief for most people because of this being a new experience for gay people. They tend to do better with this power. They tend to do better with it. They tend to be more mindful of how they enter into marriage. And so they tend to have better, more solid, more healthy relationships or marriages than straight people. Straight people have sort of abused this ability and not always had the best experiences. However, it is not for everyone, and gay people tend to not take it for granted, and so They are more selective about it, and they do tend to hold it to higher regard than straight people. As to what I think of it, I speak through all of you in your heart, within you. And so what I think of it will vary from person to person. I will tell you from within yourself whether it is right for you or not. However, I do not judge what other people do. And so, any judgment about what other people should do will always be invalid. What matters is what is right for you. And only you will know that. That's on gay marriage. So, how does God feel about sex before marriage? So, with this one and with the previous one, actually, I was getting like a laughter. So, even with the gay marriage one, I was getting like a laughter. So, God is quite lighthearted about this, or an aspect of God, I suppose, because it's, how can we say that anything is God and other things are not? I don't know. So, an aspect of God. The aspect of God that is answering this is laughing, put it that way. So, God is saying, you're already doing it. I don't know who's already doing it, but I want some names in the comment section. Who is doing this before marriage? This is so sinful. God, what do you say about this? God is saying yes. God is saying, let those who haven't done it throw the first stone. That's a funny joke coming from an aspect of God. No, now he's saying some people do actually wait. Some people do actually wait, and they tend to have a very pure intention with it. God is saying there is a variety of what this means to different people, what marriage means to different people, what sex means to different people. And so, in different societies, in different cultures, and at different times, and for different individuals, these things can mean different things. And so, there is not one way that is the only right way. As with most things, it's a matter of what is right for you. And the way you find out what is God's intention in your specific life is by consulting with your heart, is by being completely honest with yourself as to your values and your wishes and your heart and what is truly right for you, with no judgment. And this is where most of you fail. You judge yourselves. That is why you are also judging other people, but you are judging yourselves first. Do not judge yourself. It is nothing wrong with being who you are and feeling what you're feeling. There is nothing wrong with that. Just be honest with yourself about what you are feeling. And do not hold on to this ideal of no sex before marriage if you are not completely aligned with it. If you are not completely aligned with it, do not hold it up as a standard that you must live up to. If you cannot live up to it, for whatever reason, there is nothing wrong with that. Just be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself about what your needs are, what your wishes are, what your abilities are, and what you truly want for yourself. Be honest about what you are capable of. and do not judge yourself. If more people were honest with themselves about not being capable of living up to that ideal, you would have a lot less judgmental people. You would have a lot more happy people. There's no point in holding up an ideal that you are not capable of living up to. You can admire that ideal, but by being honest with yourself about not being able to live up to that, there is no judgment there. There is nothing wrong with saying, I am not capable of waiting with sex until marriage. I do not have the willpower. I do not have the motivation. I do not have the natural tendency to be able to live up to that. I will therefore find a way that honors my capacity, my ability, and my ideals and wishes. I will honor myself in my sexual relations. I will honor my partner, and I will forgive myself for not being able to control the fact that I have sexual desires. I will not judge myself. I will not consider myself dirty for having sexual desires. There is nothing wrong with me. I was created this way. My sexual desires are a blessing I received from God. There is nothing dirty or wrong about them. There is nothing wrong with not being able to wait until after marriage. Do not judge yourselves. The ideal that was intended with the idea of no sex before marriage, it had to do with honoring your sexuality, honoring the sacredness of intimacy. It was not intended to use it to make you feel flawed and dirty and bad. You are not those things. I want to say there's like a lot in this one that is. Let's see if I can get some more general on that. It is not for all people. For some people, that is a perfect option. For other people, it is not. For some people, it is downright harmful. Each person must consult their own heart, be honest about their needs and their desires, and not just about their sexual desires, but about their need for trust, security, intimacy, their need for gentleness, their need for connection. None of these things are dirty. Be honest with yourself. Honor yourself. Know that I created you this way. There is nothing bad or dirty about it. It is a beautiful thing. But there's more there. I feel like there's more on that one. But it's getting harder for me to sort of grasp at at what's trying to get through. So I'm gonna be content with that on that. Do let me know your thoughts on this because I do think it's interesting. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, we have done all of the questions actually. And so I want to thank you for listening. Thank you for connecting with me. Thank you for doing this with me. I want to remind you of, let me see, remind you that I'm going to need some help with the Göbekli Tepe videos, with the Göbekli Tepe and some other research I've done. The research is far too important for me to get in the way of it with like my lack of video ability. As you know, I'm doing my videos like one take. I don't even edit these. This is not my strongest ability. So if you want to contribute to the cause, if you want to contribute to this research, if you want to help bring this out to the world, if you want to be a part of that, and you have some experience with doing videos, if you have some YouTube experience, if you have editing experience, if you have a talent for it, if you're doing that professionally, please get in touch. And it would also really help with if you have like some example of video that you've done previously. Would really appreciate the help. It's not for me personally, it's for the cause, it's for the information to come out there in a way that is helpful and like viewer friendly and stuff. So do please let me know. Please get in touch. Check out the information box in terms of the description box in terms of how to get in touch. There should be a link to how to send me a message or an email. Please get in touch if you want to contribute, if you're motivated by that. And also, the description box has the offers of the week. I'm also offering the discount on the Blessed Business because, you know, just the marketing information and that alone, it can make you a lot of money if you have your own business, but also it teaches you how to make money, period. So how to turn your hobby into something that really pays your way. Like, I mean, um, that kind of power, I think it gives you freedom. And, you know, I can't see why anyone would not want that. So I don't know how to even like explain it. I don't see why anyone wouldn't. So there should be a link in the description box where Lara tells you her experiences of it and how it has helped her work less, make a lot more money, and relax more, and go on holidays more, enjoy her time with her children more, while still providing amazing, amazing content, amazing value to all of us who watch her. So do check it out. There's free information there. There's free videos. You can get some free tips. Take that opportunity. And so Blessed Business also, I would recommend it a little extra for people that have any Aries placements. So any indication of like entrepreneurship or initiatives. So any planets in the first house, anything in the first house, anything Aries, this is likely for you. Also, if you have Jupiter in bad shape. So if you're not good with receiving money, if you have money problems, this is also for you. This because it also does some subconscious work on, you know, work on the subconscious in terms of prosperity. So this is also for you. I had that issue before. And also if you have Uranus, a prominent Uranus or a Uranus transit, that is also for you because Uranus is about progress, success. It's about also independence. So anything Uranus prominent would, yeah, would definitely benefit from it. Would sort of fall naturally into how you prefer to do things anyway. Yeah, and there are more. There might be some more. I don't know yet, but when you're reading this, check out the description box for the offers of the week, and keep your questions coming. You provided some really, really cool questions. I really enjoyed it. Do please give me some more. Also, I would love some, you know, just comments, you know, connect with me. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate building a relationship with you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you from my heart. Also, please, the Göbekli Tepe videos. If it's you who want to help with that, get in touch. And if it's not you, intend for this to happen in a way that can really bring out the benefits to humanity, to our society, to our understanding of our past. I really want to tell you about what I uncovered, the secrets that I uncovered, and I want to do it in a way that is good and that is like honors the information. Enough about my talking, enough with me just talking. Thank you for today, and I look forward to another video soon. Bye.